9.5 volume of prisms. So today we're going to talk about volume. So we've talked about area, we've talked about perimeter. Today we're going to talk about volume. So when I say volume, what I mean by that is how much of inside is there. Like inside of this cube, inside of this prism, how much is in there. So in order to find the volume of a prism, you have to always think, okay, how many of the spaces are there? So for example, if you take a look at this shape right here, let me just quickly draw this in. So the base right here is a square. Then in order to make up this cube, you have to have so many of this right here and stack it up as much as the height to fill up the whole space inside, right? So given that, the idea of finding the volume means that you have to first find the area of the base that's forming the shape, and then you multiply by the height. So the volume of a prism is going to be base, area of the base times height. So notice how I use the capital B because that represents area of base shape. Multiply that by height. Okay, so you want to keep that in mind when you are finding the volume of any prisms. So prism only refers to the ones that have same shape all the way through. For example, this square cube has a square on the top and bottom. This rectangular prism has rectangle, the same rectangle as a base and also as a top. This triangular prism also has triangle and triangle on this side also. So in this case, the base is a triangle. So the name itself will tell you what the base is supposed to be. So even though this triangular prism has its bottom on the floor like this, that is not the base in this case. The base is going to be a triangle because that's what's forming this prism. And lastly, again, cylinder 2, the base is not what's touching the ground, but more of what's forming the shape. So in this case, the circle is the base. So let's start with square cube. So again, to find the volume, you have to know the area of the base, and then you have to know the height. So first, let's find the area of base. So in this case, let me delete that. In this case, the base shape is the square on the bottom. We have to find the area of that. So this is 5 by 5. So to find the area of a square, you have to multiply by length times width. So in this case, 5 times 5, which is 25. And then the height is 5. So to find the volume would be area of base times height, which is 25 times 5. So we will say it is 125 cube feet. So do the same thing. Again, to find the volume, you have to multiply the area of base by the height. Okay. So given that, in this case, let's say this right here is our base because it's same as the one on the top. So it'll be 10 by 4. So area of base is 10 times 4, which is 40. And the height of this prism is 5. So the volume, area of base times height, is 40 times 5, which in this case is 200 cube centimeter. Let me just rewrite that 3. Okay, so those are my two cubes or cube and a rectangular prism, those are easier because it is a lot easier to identify what the base is and what not. So here you want to pay attention to the shape of it. The name itself has triangular here. What that means is our base shape is going to be triangle. Not the rectangle right down here, but it's going to be the triangle that is our base. So to find the volume again, we multiply area of base by height. Area of the base in this case is a triangle, so I have to use base times height divided by 2 for the triangle itself. So we're going to just pay attention to our triangle here. So the base is going to be 8 times the height, which is 6.9, divide that by 2. Okay, so let's do that. 6.9 times 8. 8 times 9 is 72. 6 times 8 is 48, plus 7 is 55.2. So it'll be 55.2 divided by 2. So 2 goes into 2 5 twice. Bring down 15. Goes into 15 7 times. Bring down 14. And then bring down the 2 6. So it'll be 27.6 is the area of the base. Now, let me quickly get rid of the work here. The height of this then is what we didn't use. Here are 10 inches. So 10 inches. So we have to multiply, to find the volume, multiply the area of the base by the height, which is 10. So the volume of this triangular prism is 276 inches cube. So notice how the first step was I found the area of the base. So I found the area of the triangle, then multiply by the height to find my volume. Last one is a cylinder. Cylinder has a circular base. That's why it's called cylinder. So we have to first find the area of this circle and multiply by the height. So area of the base, then multiply by the height. So again, volume is equal to area of base times height. So in this case, our base is circle. If you remember how to find the area of a circle, we have to use this formula called pi r squared. So r is the radius, in this case is a 3. Let's just quickly change the color of my pen. So radius is 3. So it'll be pi times 3 squared. So then 3 squared is 9, so it'll be 9 pi. And my height then is 10 feet. So the volume is going to be area base times height, which is 9 pi times 10, which will give me 90 pi cube feet. Should you be able to multiply 90 by 3.14? Sure. Or you can just leave it as 90 pi. Okay. Again, the main idea is you are going to multiply the area of the base by the height to find the volume of any type of prism.